Yeah. I just went for a good 5 minutes talking to myself, camera not recording, and I was spitting bars. Let me try to redo it. So in 2025, I started my Athleisure Wear brand, and throughout the year, I've been learning a lot of valuable lessons that I just want to share with you. Maybe someone is out there looking to start their own thing since the year is starting. 3 important lessons that I've learned in my journey as a athleisure wear founder. So the first is support. I've always been a person who supports other people's businesses. I've always been that plug, that guy who links. So I would know who's doing what, and just, I know a guy for this and I know a guy for that. So when I lived in South Africa, that was my role in my circle. So I would always know who's got what and who's got what and who does what, and just be that hub that mixes people. That's why I went into digital marketing, because I be that plug, you know what I mean? So I've learned that, support is really, really important. Your family, your friends, their support is very important when you're starting. It's not going to make you a billionaire, them directly buying from you, but they are the foundation. So this is the founding structure. So this is the encouragement to keep going. That's the fire that, that fuel that keeps you going. When you put out a post there, they like it, they reshare it. What are they doing? They're telling the algorithm that this is good content. And then it gets shown to other people, and then other people, and then other people, and that's how it grows. But then if the people that are around you don't do that, it's like a fire guard, when you're trying to burn out, and then they take out all that grass so it doesn't spread. So don't be a fire guard to someone else's business. If you follow them, they are your friends, you know them, like their content, share it regularly, just like it. Share it if you can. Comment. Just go in the comment and say, bro, this is dope. With a bunch of O's. This is great. This is good. I like this. Be that one person in the comments just encouraging the other person who's doing the business, and the same will be done for you. So I think I've really learned that support is really, really, really important, especially if you're starting out. You need people who are going to support you, your family, your friends. And if you're listening to this and you know that one person in your family or in your friend group who's trying to do something, don't think they're lame and start saying, oh, this one has started this and they've started that, now they're starting this. Don't be that guy. Just like them. Don't come to ask for money or for support, to take care of their kids and all that. They're not asking for you to now pay their rent. Just double tap and comment. You know them. They're your boy. Don't be that one guy who now comes after you've blown up. Now they're like, oh yeah, I actually bought your thing at the store, and now they need your support now when they're starting. So I've really learned that support structure is really important, especially with these digital times that we live in, and algorithm. You just gotta understand what it's all about, right? When you like someone's post, if you see it and you ignore it, you're telling the algorithm that this is trash. You see, so it doesn't get shown to many people. So when you see your boy content creating, starting a business, a car wash, or whatever it is that they're starting, support them, repost, share. They are your boy. Don't be that one guy who brings down his own. Support your own people. Support your boys. If someone is in your circle, started a business, support them. And support is not buying only. Yeah, buy as well, but also like, share, comment. Just comment on the post. Bro, you're doing great. I'm proud of you. Done. You've already told the algorithm that now this is good stuff. And also comment on what's happening. If they're wearing something or they've painted something that you like, just say, bro, you did a great painting there, and ask some questions. You're encouraging them. And also the algorithm is learning that, oh, this is good content, and it gets shown to more people. That's what this is all about. So I'll repeat again, support. The second thing that I've learned is just like creative direction of how I want to tell my stories. So that's something that you also need to think about before you do a photo shoot. Just think about what kind of story do you want to tell and who are you talking to. So it's very important that as a founder, you know your story and you know your target audience. You want to know who is going to buy from you. You want to know who's going to buy your product. Who is that person? Who's your customer? So you need to think about it and write it down. So, okay, I'm found at Nyasa Wear, so we create athleisure wear. So who's the girl that wears Nyasa Wear? Who's the man that wears Nyasa Wear? So my ideal client, for example, is a young woman, soft girl era, love Pilates, right, and coffee. So they wear this Nyasa Wear, right, this athleisure wear to a coffee date, and from there they catch a Pilates class, and from there they stop at a co-working space for, for a meeting after that, or you get where I'm coming from. So you need to create this kind of like the ideal person who is going to wear the brand, such that you're creating almost like a glove that is ready for someone to wear. So there is someone out there who's going to see themselves when you create those adverts. So I didn't know this when I was beginning. So I was just shooting content of beautiful girls wearing the clothes, but I wasn't thinking about who exactly am I talking to. Of course, some might have identified themselves with that, but then it wasn't really an effective way of targeting an audience. So as we're moving on to 2026, I'm thinking in that kind of way, that I need to talk to someone who's gonna see this kind of like, who's gonna see themselves in this kind of light. And I've been including a lot of messaging in our tracksuits and in our wash tags. So when you buy clothes, they come with that little tag, that tag that hangs on there. So in that tag, we've included a prayer of salvation, which now declares my faith as a Christian, that I'm not only keeping this message to myself, but I'm sharing it with the whole world. Now I'm sharing this message, this glorious gospel of Jesus Christ, with the whole world. So someone might not be more for that, in a way, like they don't really know about it, or they don't mess with it like that. But then I'm saying, look, you've bought this thing, right? You've bought something that's an item of blessing, right? And it comes, there are brands out there who boldly speak about their religions, and I'm not gonna name drop, but they just say what they believe in, no shame. You feel me? So we as Christians hold, and if we go out there and we own brands, we ought to tell our stories as well. So I'm running with that. So first of all, we've got our Nyasa tags. Those tags come with a message of salvation. Anywhere that it goes to, we have to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ no matter what. So we're doing that through our clothing. Not only on our tags, but we've got some collections, especially in tracksuits, that come with like messaging and tags on the sleeve or at the back. We've got a new collection coming up. That one is called "You Don't Have to Die." So it's dropping soon. Be flooded all over socials, and that's where we are going to start taking the creative direction to the next level, where we're going to be talking about like talking to a specific audience, right? A specific group of people. So with the messaging, it's just spreading the gospel. It's just a message. We're sending a message to the world and doing it in style. I've learned about that creative direction, and also like you don't really have to hire the most expensive photographer on the block. Learn to do things, learn to use your phone. We are very powerful device these days. Like we all have smartphones. Most times you've got this big iPhone with what. Learn to use that. You don't need the most expensive, biggest camera to get started, because all you want to do is get started. So you want to use what you have and not spend a big bag on stuff that you can get away with. And most times where I hired photographers, I've not been happy with the results. I've not been happy with the photo delivery. I've not been happy with a lot of things. Sometimes you spend a lot of money. Photographers tell you that, nah, bro, I can only give you like 10 photos. In 10 photos, you've spent so much money, and you get 10 photos, and you have to now do 2 pictures per product, and you had like 7 outfits, and you're only getting like 10 photos, and every product's got one picture. You get what I mean? So sometimes you need to like think about that and think about the budget and how many photos you're gonna be getting and how much content and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes when you start this, just learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can to do stuff. I know your brands grow to a point where you can now afford all these things, or you do not actually have the time to do all these things. Then you can also get some help. I'm not saying don't hire photographers. I wouldn't talk down on my own trade. I mean, if there are certain things that you can do on your own, do them. Think about the creative direction. Sometimes you hire a photographer, they just snap pictures. They're not thinking of a creative direction. They're not thinking about the story that you want to tell. So you are the one to sit down and say, okay, these are the stories that I want to tell. So many tools that we can use today. You got like AI, and that can help you like create a story if you like give it like certain prompts. So I've learned that as well. Like creative direction, very important, because that's what sets a brand apart from other brands. So other brands are talking about what they're talking about. They're talking their own story. So you need to come up with your own story to tell, to share with the world. And we all have something to share with the world. If I'll just say the last thing that I've learned, which is working with creators, influencers. Oh my goodness. So when we started out, I would find like people who are like macro, micro, all levels, like big ones that are starting, because I also understand that the ones that are starting are just excited to get out there. You know what I mean? So they're excited to get their brand out there and to be creating stuff, because they are learning as well as they're creating your content. They're building a portfolio and that kind of thing. So you want to work with those, but then also don't go looking for people who are not creating content already. If someone is not doing it, don't mess with them, because they're not doing it. What makes you think that once you give them your product, they're actually going to do something? I've had instances where I would like try to work with people who not doing anything. So they don't post, they don't create, they're not comfortable in front of the camera, and there you go and give them something to create. They're not gonna create, and mostly it's people friends or family, like, oh, you're bro, you look great, you've got a nice body, you look like a model, but do you think you can? Leave it alone. They're not going to give you that content that you want, unless it's someone who's determined to start their or maybe they're starting their content creator journey, and they want to start. Yeah, it's a different case. But if someone who's not doing it and you want to convince them, I say don't try to convince someone to do. You just find there are people who are willing to work with you, but who are not yet big, so they grow with you, and you find other creators. You will find macro ones that might want to work with you. If you don't have budget, you can do trade exchange, or you can pay them a little bit you can agree on terms, but don't try to convince people to work with you, or just like, nah, you can do it. They're not creating, they're not going to create, they don't feel comfortable in front of the camera, and chances are they will never do it. So just like leave it alone and find people who are actually doing the thing. So that's it. Working creators. Some creators will see how you how you like manage your brand and want to work with you, but then they'll also come up with like large bills, and you're like, oh my goodness, wait, hold on, because sometimes we do things so excellently that people might start thinking we're sticking up a bag, but then it's not. It's not all rosy over here, being like a founder. You've got bills to pay. You've got, stock to push, and we also coming up and all that kind of stuff. So all are welcome, but just manage expectations. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. But I also want to say something to those people who go out to brands that are starting out and they know they're not gonna do something with the content. Guys, don't do that. Don't do that. If you know that you don't rock with the brand, or you're not gonna wear the stuff, don't take it. It's even polite to say, look, I know you want to give me this thing, but I'm not going to wear it, right? So, or if you get it and you don't like the quality, it's not rude to send it back. Just say, please, can I send this back? Or ask for the money to return it back. Because most times when we make these things and we send out an item, it's actually our hard-earned cash that we're giving to you to try. So If you don't like it, send it back. It's not rude. If you don't wear it, send it back. It's not rude. You understand? It's rude to take it and not wear it. That's rude. And you keep it, and you don't know what to do with it, and you take your charity. Nothing wrong, but I'm just saying, if you don't want it, or don't take it. Yeah. So that's it for now. We're gonna be doing some amazing stuff, events as well. Like, we're big on community. I've also learned to build community, so we're building our community, and we'll be doing great events in different towns. Putting a lot of effort in Johannesburg, South Africa, and nice Pilates, soft girl era communities. So if you like that kind of thing, if it sounds like Nyasawe is the brand for you, head on to nyasawe.co.za or nyasawe.co.uk, wherever you are in the world. And also follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, and share your thoughts in the comments below if you relate or you disagree. Let's get the chat going. But thank you for watching, and catch me again real soon. I'm out of here.